Hello, this is DJ Lotad, coming to you on a slightly more somber note tonight. Notice we don't have any intro music, but before I give you the depressing news, you should probably hear some good news, so you actually come back and listen to the rest of the podcast. So here are some pre-recorded interviews I did. And welcome back to NRN News Radio. We got the First Minister, Napoleon.
Hi.
A bit of a delay there, but guess it works. So, following this accusation, basically, that this is a very biased news program, I thought it'd be appropriate to try and get the other side of the story that I originally did something on.
Okay.
Um, so, what's your side of the whole conflict with Brook Strike and his position in the tourism industry?
Well, the tourism ministry was given to him initially because, he had requested it on the forum and whatnot. Um, and I really saw him to be a good pick for the tourism minister. I figured, he made a lot of good suggestions and things like that. And I said, okay, well, maybe Brick should be a good suggestion, a good fit for that. And then shortly thereafter, Holly Hill had PM'd me on the website and asked me, hey, can I get involved in this tourism ministry thing? And I said, you know what? I said I think Holland might be a good pick for the deputy because he's got he's involved in a lot of the properties in Rem and selling properties and purchasing properties, and he knows most of the towns fairly well. So I figured he had been a pretty good candidate for that.
He was the first that came to mind for me, so.
Yeah. So I figured that had made good sense. I know we've kind of got a couple different sides in the Republic, which I'm not really a fan of. However, I could see, I do see Brick's side of him not agreeing with Holly on a lot of things. But I figured, Brick has a lot of good strengths, and he's got some weaknesses like anybody does, and so does Holly, and I figured maybe they might be able to complement each other fairly well.
Yeah.
Brick had a lot of good ideas. Holly knows, a lot of the ins and outs of the town and the way they're set up and whatnot. So I figured that they had been a good deputy, and I guess he had disagreed with that.
And he kind of went a bit berserk on that, and I'm not sure exactly. I see where you're coming from. I see where he's coming from. There's a middle ground in there, and I suppose that's where we need to get.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
And so I guess you're gonna start working towards the middle ground. And also, I'm wondering about the GDA. How's that coming along?
The GDA is coming along slowly but surely. If I had it in a perfect world, the GDA would have been put together by now. But we're trying to get through a lot of different government things that we have going on. We're trying to fill all the ministries. We're trying to get everybody's proposed agendas out. So we're trying to get everything kind of squared away before the GDA gets set up because we don't want to drop the GDA into a government that's not fully filled yet and really has not much of an idea of what each person's agenda is and where they're supposed to go. See, the GDA, they're responsible. One of their responsible things is to make amendments to different ministries and what they should be doing and whatnot. And it's kind of like if we don't have the ministry set up, if we don't have the government fully in place, then how could we have a GDA to kind of control some of it, some of those things? It would cause a lot of confusion, I believe. So as soon as we have, I believe the last position we have to fill is the deputy first minister, which I'm looking for. And I've gotten a lot of PMs from different people, so I'm kind of considering a lot of different people in this. And if anybody else is interested, in filling that position, let me know. But once we get all of the ministries filled and everybody's agenda kind of organized and everybody headed in a direction, then I think we can finally elect a GDA and have everything kind of squared away with that.
When you put it like that, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that may be what's need to happen is you just come out and talk about it.
Yeah, and that's why I decided to come on the show. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
and thank you so much for coming on the show. It's such an honor to have you.
Yeah.
Um, so that's really comforting. We have a general grasp on what's going on now. Any other things you would like to add?
No, that's it. Aside from the GDA elections and whatnot, I have actually elected. I've elected an election commissioner to kind of get a grasp on the elections.
So we already got the commissioner for it.
Yeah, we already have a commissioner for it. So we're working towards a commissioner. I've appointed somebody, but they haven't exactly approved the position yet. So once they approve the position, then we'll have an election commissioner, and we can begin kind of the first steps that we have towards creating a GDA.
Yeah, have everybody start campaigning, and then get the parties together, and then the agenda.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope things are running smoothly, and I hope to have you back sometime.
Yeah.
And I swing it over to our infrastructure minister.
Critical, your esteemed infrastructure minister. Here to kind of give you a quick little update on what's going on with the infrastructure so far in the New Republic. I'm pleased to announce that we are rebuilding Inizio from the ground up, and hopefully that will be done and ready very soon. Also, we are building a new type of portal going from the former capital that will be linking up with that city and also Rem. Quickly wanted to get into a couple of things. It seems that we are going to be eventually gaining some new cities, and we are expanding others. Rem is coming under expansion very soon, and like to please to announce that we are also bringing a massive upgrade and epic build done in Stoneguard. This alone may be as big as the city of Rem itself.
Okay, that sounds a bit, how do I phrase it? Audacious.
Yes, it is. We already have plans, and we've gone through it in creative. Just alone, this may take up about 10 to 15 DCs of dirt alone, and close to 20 DCs of smooth stone as well.
Okay, well, definitely looking forward to seeing that. That's pretty much all the time we have for you. Sorry. Hope to have you back on the show next week.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, now that you've heard the good news, time for the bad news. Several cities in the NR are considering seceding from the Confederacy. This is due to some major political turmoil involving the Napoleon administration and the Neo-Republican Voice, the new political party founded and run by NBA 2012 and Brickstrike. That's about as much as I can tell you. We are currently trying to get to the facts. There's really not much to be found. A majority of this is frivolous arguing, but it still poses a great threat to the NR. So if I were you, I would board up the windows, get everything ready, get a plan, just be prepared for anything that could happen, any variable, anything could happen. This is, as you know, an experiment. The entire NR is. And with experiments, any variable can come into play. Anything can happen. And we don't know what's going to happen at this point. Several organizations are considering leaving the NR. The EMC militia, NRN is considering leaving the NR and retreating to avoid censorship, so you can actually still hear these podcasts without censorship, if said legislation comes into play. We're still waiting on the GDA, and several ground court cases have been filed. I am personally thinking about founding a new political party, the Abstain Party. We just kind of hang out in Zono. It's a joke. I'm not actually doing that. But yeah, just hang tight while we sort things out. Our leader, Napoleon, hopefully got it under control. His administration is capable. of handling this kind of turmoil. And I believe that we're going to come out on top with this. It's the kind of stuff that needs to happen so we know how to deal with it in the future when, we grow. When we're across multiple servers, there's going to be conflicts. But, peace out. Good luck to everybody. Good luck to both sides. And we will bring you continual coverage. And as soon as something happens, there will be a podcast on air. You cannot hide the truth. You can't run from the truth. The truth will find you. Because the people, they want the truth. No BS, no anything on it, just the truth. Just the raw truth. Dear government leaders, if you aren't going to let the truth come out, it still will. It always has. It always will. For the rest of human existence, and existence beyond that, the truth will prevail. The question is, which side is the truth? Leaving you off something to think about. This is DJ Lotad signing out. Good luck to you all. NRN will bring you continual covering news. The second something happens, there will be a podcast on YouTube. Till then, keeping you updated. Out.